My telly. Hi Tim.
Hey Tim,
My video look a bit fuzzy.
I can't see it, Ben. I can't help you.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, Tim?
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
I've been on Zoom all day. I've been delivering my first full day's training on Zoom, and so I'm a bit kind of Zoomified.
You zoomed out.
Zoomed out, yeah. I'm a Zombie.
Zoom zombie. How are you doing, Ben?
Right, thanks. Yeah, I'm fine.
Good, good. Richard Ashton.
Hi, you're right.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. You?
Yeah. You hiding this week?
I'm just changing my name. I'll be with you in a second. Hey, there aren't any. What's happened to all the names?
Well, Bill and I both had meetings, and we didn't want to risk it. I had a webinar. Bill had a meeting directly afterwards, so he didn't want to.
Oh, you mean like sensible meetings where you have to
Yeah,
pretend to be sensible?
Real world sensible meetings, so I didn't want to turn up as Bill the killer.
Funny.
And Zoom does remember your previous login names as well. So
right.
I've already been on a meeting as Bill Iron Fist Penson.
Excellent.
I wasn't going to risk it. I played it straight this week.
That's funny.
Richard the Avenger.
Well, it's Iron Fist isn't the worst one. If it was the one where it was Destroyer of Worlds,
Yeah.
just,
I know.
no.
Possibility for embarrassment there, isn't there?
I think so.
I'm quite lucky because our work isn't really. We don't really have very serious meetings. One guy went through an entire meeting with a horse's head on his head.
Excellent.
It does beg the question what you do for a living.
Yeah, me too. I wonder that as well.
Hey, Richard. Hey, Mark.
Hi. How are you doing? Yeah, not bad. Good.
How you doing, Richard? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Good stuff. All right, then. Let's kick off. Let's do a little warm-up. Oh, we're going to kick off. Twisting. And walking your feet out. Down to your left. And to your right. And to the middle. Walking your feet out. Left again. And right. And middle. And lunging to your left. Stretch down the inside of your leg. And then onto your toe, stretch down the front of your leg. And the other side. Onto your toe. Back to the middle, down to your left. And right. And middle. Walking your feet in. Left foot forward, right arm backwards. Swinging other way. Change arm, change leg. Other way. And both arms backwards. And forwards. And opposite directions. And change. And change. Shoulders backwards. Forwards. Shrugs. Looking left and right. Gently, side to side. Forward and back. and circle. Both ways. Circling your feet, one at a time. Both ways. And point. Pull back. So just lifting your foot a little bit higher as well than you normally would. We'll just add a little bit of exercise there. Turning your foot out, turn your toe out, rather. Turn your toe in. Circle. Pull back. Up front. Okay, other side, circle. Both ways. And point. Lifting your foot up. Pull back. Turn out. Turn in. Circle. And pull back. And knee hug. Stretch down the back of your leg. Feet together, circling your knees. Both ways. And bend and skip back. Hugging your knees. And just touching your toes. Just stretching down the back of your legs. Try and get as low as you can. And then just circling your hips. Both ways. And shake off. Okay, we're going to do some punches. So feet together. Singles, one to each count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sevens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Palms. Singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Views underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull back, close your stance, grab a glass of water, and we shall be doing first form.
I think I've had enough now.
Yeah.
You had enough?
Yeah, that was hard work.
I know, I'll do this, won't it? We have a pint now. Turn it into a drinking session, and I'll just sit and have pints.
Sounds good.
Any takers?
Yeah.
We'll do a bit of kung fu first.
All right.
Maybe tag that on at the end one time.
We can
Okay. So we're going to do Su Lin Tao. Su Lin Tao first form. So opening your stance. Center line check. Left fist. Punch. Locking out. Wrist stretch. Right fist. Punch. Locking out. Wrist stretch. So left hand's out. Go quite slow on this. Just slowly pushing your hands out forward. Concentrate on the arm that's moving. Focus on a spot directly ahead of you. Round into Wu Sao. Dropping into first Fox out. Round into Wu Sao. Dropping into second Fox out. Round into Wu Sao. And third and final Fox out. Inside back. Side palm, straight palm, wrist stretch. Same on the other side. So Tan Sao on the right this time. Slowly pushing forward from the elbow. Rotate round into Wu Sao. Dropping into first Fox out. Back Wu Sao. Second Fox out. As soon as you can, get your elbow in. Round into Wu Sao. And then third and final, Fox out. Inside pack. Straight palm, locking out, wrist stretch. Second section, left hand first. Energy on the end. Relax in between. Round the back. Round the front. Left on top. Back south, right on top. Jump, tan, flap, view. Third section. outside pack, side palm, lock out, wrist stretch. Then the other side. Tan Sao, Gan, scooping Tan, Yun Sao, low palm. Tan Sao, Gan Sao, scooping Tan, Yun Sao, low palm, lock out and lift up. Bong, Tan, palm, lock, wrist stretch. Bong, Tan, palm, lock, wrist stretch. Gan Sao. Left up to right. Okay, so we've been doing Chum Kiu. Everybody's pretty familiar with Chum Kiu now. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Anybody not sure of any of it?
No.
So, all right, yeah, I reckon we're just going to stick with Chum Kiu. We could even move on at the end of this to maybe starting Bu Ji. But I think the main focus today shall be Chum Kiu. That sound good?
Good.
Cool. Okay, so we'll start just going through the whole thing, and we'll have a recap, and we'll see where everyone's at. Okie dokie. Ready? Feet together. So Yiji, Kim Yun Ma. So remember, it's your fighting form. Feet pointing forwards. Center line check. Left fist. Stretch. Right fist. Stretch. So hands. Double Jeng Sao. Turn to your left. Left on top. To your right. To your left. Views. Hands. Box Owls. 1, 2, 3. Palms. 1, 2, 3. Throw into Lan. Fingers. Look. Turning ball and guard. And again. I think I've done 3 there. That's 3. Might have done an extra on there. Back Sao. Back to centre. Flat palm. Same on the other side. Hands into centre. Energy on the end. Turn to your right, right on top. Views, stands, top sows. 1, 2, 3. Palms. 1, 2, 3. Through into Lan. Fingers on the wrist, looking. On guard. Back to Lan. Fist, punch, back sow, shut, side palm. That's first section. So we're going to go through second section. Turn into your left, aggressive Lan Sao, stop and kick. Stepping, ball and guard, checking centre. Number 2 and number 3, roll around, shut Sao, side palm. Same on the other side, stop and kick. Stepping, ball and guard, checking centre. Number 2, number 3, rotate round, shut, side palm. Third section, turning to your left, kicking the knee, stepping, dai bongs, flat hands. Square that toe up, double bu, jump, double palm, locking out, wrist stretch. So drift that right foot back, looking over your right shoulder, turning toe and heel, kicking the knee, dai bongs, flat hands. Square that toe, double bu, double jump, double palm, locking out, wrist stretch. Looking, lifting, turning, kicking. Gum Sao, 1, 2, 3. Squaring up with the punch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lock out, wrist stretch. And for the sake of symmetry, we'll step up to the other side and do the other side. So looking over your right shoulder now, feet together, looking, lifting, turning, kicking. Place that foot down, so right gum, left gum, right gum, squaring up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ending on your right fist, lock out, wrist stretch. So we just tag that extra bit on the end, just so you've got the symmetry of having done both sides at the end there. Okie dokie. How'd everybody get on? Everybody all right with that? It's pretty we've done quite a lot of this now, so I think we're at least all familiar with the pattern now.
Yeah, I'm struggling with my balance because of my injury, but yeah, doing a bit I can.
What have you done? Oh, is that your running injury?
Yeah.
How's it getting on?
Still painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely torn something.
Have you stopped running?
Yeah. Yeah, I can barely walk. So.
Oh, really? That's pretty bad.
Yeah. So I'm just doing whatever I can really and resting up the rest of the time.
So it's just feet up and getting beers from the fridge then.
Yeah.
I think there's beer on your mind, Tim.
I know. I don't know why that is. There's 3 boxes full of beer on my right. That's why. Just been delivered for the weekend.
Excellent.
Where'd you get it from?
Kirkstall Brewery. They do home deliveries. Yeah, so it's
Right.
Yeah, I've done that with Daleside. In fact, yeah, I went down there pre-injury and picked up a load of cases.
right.
Yeah,
They do some
nice
beers. Kirkstall Pale Ale and Providence is another really good one.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Anyway. Sorry, go on.
With that?
We're going to say something, Richard.
I was just going to say I like Dissolution. That's a good point.
Oh, yeah, that is good, yeah. Cool, okay. So, enough about beer. More Wing Chun. Balance. It's just balance. Chun and beer. So, we'll go through that a few more. In fact, let's just do first section and I'll get everybody drilling and just see if I can spot anything. We'll go through it section by section. So, opening your stance. Center line check. Left fist, punch, wrist stretch. Right fist, punch, wrist stretch. Hands into the center, double Jeng Sao. Turn to your left, left hand on top. To your right, to your left. Fuse, hands. Top Sao, 1, 2, 3. Palms, 1, 2, 3. Through into Lan. Fingers, turn them on guard. Back to Lan. Back to Lan. Fist, punch, back Sao, jut, side palm. Same on the other side, hands into center, double Jeng Sao. Turn to your right this time, right on top. 3, view, tan, top Sao, 1, 2, 3. Palms, 1, 2, 3. Through into Lan, fingers, turn it on the guard, back to Lan, fingers, on the guard, and again. Fist this time, punch, back Sao, jut, contact, side palm. Okay, so that's the first section. So I'm just going to get you all on the drilling of that, if you will. So just in your own time, going through that section, and as soon as you finish, just go back to the start. And I'll have a quick look and see if I can spot anything. So Richard, the Avenger, make sure you're looking into the Faxao. So after you've done your...
I just realised that as soon as I've done it. Yeah.
You never know who's watching.
Or when.
Or when. You never know when I'm watching.
The old seeing eye.
Yeah.
The seeing Tim. Forgot my own now.
So Mark, when you do the Faxao, so after we've done our bong and we come back, we do the punch. As we do the Faxao, our feet are square. So from our punch, we're in our turning stance, but then we square up through this Lansao. So when we're doing the Faxao, we're square. It looked to me like your lower body was turning with the Faxao.
Oh, right, okay. All right.
Was that accurate? I can't quite see exactly where you're thinking.
My feet are straightforward. Maybe I was twisting when I shouldn't have been. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be my mistake, but it's difficult to tell from the video. But yeah, just so you're aware, when you're going from that punch, squaring up, so feet don't follow your hand. You maybe did it right, but it might be just the camera.
I might have twisted with my feet, actually. It's possible, like.
Yeah, it looked like your feet were following your fat sow out to me.
Right, okay.
Just be aware of that anyway, either way.
Right. Are we drilling it right from the very start, or just doing the?
Yeah, go from the very start. So start with opening your stance, gentle line check, left punch, right punch, and go through that whole section on both sides. So Richard Clark on the land, just tighten that land sow position up. It looked like it was drifting out each time. So as you're doing the bong, obviously your bong is like an elongated position like this. So when you're moving back from your bong, snap it back, bit of energy on both these.
Yeah.
But also make sure this is kind of more like a 90 degree. It was pretty close. I'm just being picky. But over time, it was drifting out like this.
Okay.
From my angle, obviously,
Yeah.
it's tricky to tell. But make sure there's a distinct difference between the bong sow and then the land sow. So the land sow is a much tighter position. So think of it as it. So as I'm going for my bong, snap that back. Make sure this is at a nice 90-degree angle.
Cool. Thank you. I was probably reaching further and further from a beer.
Yeah, that looked like it, yeah. Oh, Richard the Avenger, got it wrong.
I'm there.
I think you started on the wrong hand there.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So also remember, this is everybody, remember explosive energy on this. I've kind of been a bit lazy myself, but make sure you're exploding energy on the end of everything. When you're going from your final palm, snap yourself round into this land sow as fast as you can as well. Mark, your hand position on your land, just tighten the hand position up.
Okay.
So you're just allowing your fingers to dangle down a bit more, just to make that nice and rigid.
Right, okay, thank you.
So Ben, your bong sow, your elbow wants to be higher than your hand. It looks a little bit, it might be the camera angle, but it looks like your hand is higher than your elbow. So you should have this kind of angle. So your bong sow elbow is higher than your wrist. Just look from where I was, from my perspective, it looked like the opposite. Looked more like this kind of agiyuki sort of shape from a karate block.
Right, yeah.
That's good ending, Mark. Good finish. Try and relax your hands on that. So on that double jeng sow, so what it looked like there was you're already tense. So when you're already tense, you can't explode energy at the end. So on this position, try and relax your fingers a little bit more.
Right.
That way you can apply energy at the end. Otherwise, it's tension, and it means you're dragging your arms through that position.
I don't know if it's because I'm not particularly supple with my arms, but that feels like quite a tight position.
Yeah. I mean, that looks better already, what you're doing there. Just point your finger forward. And that way, if the hands are pointing forwards, then we've got a flex, so we can apply that explosive energy like this.
Right.
If you it just looked like your hands were very rigid on that last shot. but
Yeah.
I think you've corrected it already.
Okay.
So just try and relax your fingertips a little bit on that start.
Okay.
Applying energy on the end and then switching it off again.
Yeah. Okay. Start, yeah.
So Richard Clark, after you fax out, try and drop this back into center. It's a little bit like you're doing a big circle there. Try and tighten that up a bit. So you imagine you've got a punch coming in, boom, straight back to center. It's just taking a bit of a wide circle, that maybe a bit more than you need to. Yeah, just think of somebody's punching you straight in the solar plexus, better. So straight in the solar plexus. So you're going from your throat level, bang, straight there. Yeah, rather than big circle, which might appear in the third form when we're doing stuff like this. You do take that big circle, but not in this section.
Right. Okay. Yeah. My bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Very good, Bill. Very good. Apart from the thumbs up, that's not in there. Put you off your game there, didn't I? Oh.
Where am I now?
Oh, you've lost your place. I'm sorry. Make sure you're not turning on your toes, Ben. I'm watching.
Big brother.
Big brother's watching. So Mark, on your Lansau, it looks a little bit high to me. So when you're going from your Lansau to your Bong Sau, there's not much movement. So drop the Lansau is roughly nipple height.
Right.
So when you're going from your Lan to your Bong, the elbow should be lifting up, and even the hand should be lifting up a bit. So if this is my Lan,
Yeah.
Bong Sau position, my hand is lifting, my elbow is lifting, so it's slightly higher on both.
Right. Okay.
So this is my Lansau. As I turn, I'm lifting that the Bong Sau elbow goes up, but also the wrist. So it's sort of almost like spiraling forwards, really. So if you look at my wrist, it's spiraling in, but my elbow is traveling up, and then it's coming back down again for the Lan. So it might be. I think your Lan's just a little bit high. I think that's all it is.
Yeah, it's creeping up. I don't. When it comes back from the bong, I think I don't drop it down. I think it stays up.
Yeah, I think it's just creeping up there. So just be aware of that your Lansau. Think of nipple height is a good sort of measure of it, really. And then so you go from your Lan to your Bong, that elbow and the wrist are going to rise up slightly. So if I came back here, there's my Bong Sau, there's my Lansau. So there's a distinct difference in height.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So we've covered, there was quite a few things there. So let's see if I can recap. So one of them, Richard, you were doing there was a big circle here. Make sure that's snapping straight back. Mark, there was a Lansau was a bit high. So what you were doing is there's not much movement between the Bong and the Lan. So make sure that's lower for your Lan. Projecting the elbow up, and the wrist is traveling up as well slightly.
Yeah.
For the Bong. few of you are not snapping energy into this. So after you've done your bong sao, snap that energy in. The other thing was from here through the lan, make sure you don't turn into your fak sao. So feet are staying directly forward at this point, look into your fak sao. So after my punch, so on the lan, make sure you're dropping this a fraction before you're punching. Look into your fak sao. This goes through lan, into fak sao, and then back to juk sao. I think that was about it, really. So there was a few little points on there. Overall, probably just a bit more energy. Mark, the other thing was your hand position, wasn't it? There was a lot of tension in your hands here, which means you can't explode energy. So just keep your hands, fingertips nice and light. Energy at the end. But yeah, on the whole, I think probably just a bit more energy. So remember, Chum Kiu's your fighting form, so try and get used to powering energy on to stuff. So that's the next section, isn't it? So we'll go through the next bit now. So we'll just start from second section. So we've got aggressive lan, stopping kick. So stepping, on and guard, check center, on and guard, check center, and again, rotate round, squaring up, contact side palm. Turning, stopping kick, stepping, on and guard, checking center, center, rotate round, into center, contact side palm. And then just start again. So we've got aggressive lan, stopping kick. Remember, we're looking for the head wobble. So plant yourself up for that. Bong and guard, checking center. And again, rotate round, squaring up, side palm. And then to the right, aggressive lan, stopping kick. Stepping, bong and guard, checking center. And again, rotate round, back to center, side palm, wrist stretch. So just running through that in a loop, if you will. So Ben, just a quick one on that. So as you turned, you dragged your foot in towards you. So make sure you don't do that. Let me just demonstrate this. So if this is my starting stance, I'm turning, but what I mustn't do is this, because then I've now got to make up that same ground by going out. So because this is a stopping kick, we want to keep this foot as far away from us as possible because it's acting as a barrier to something coming in. So we're getting a contact by putting that in the way, basically. It doesn't have to necessarily be waist height, but it is in the form. So try and get it to waist height. But avoid drawing this in, and because then it becomes a kick. So remember, it's a stop kick, which means we're stopping with structure. So we're just getting something in the way. So make sure, so if we break it down, turning that foot out and just lifting straight up. And obviously we're taking all the weight onto this leg. So it shouldn't upset your balance really, which means the turn, this turn is really important because that should sink our weight and give us the balance for the kick. Okay.
I can remember what do you call the big long kick bag in your class?
Yeah.
Swung it as full pelt and having to stop it or trying to.
Yeah, that's a good way of training stop kick is you get the big kick bag swinging and then you just lift your foot up and stop it dead without upsetting your balance, and that's quite hard. But that's one way of training it. Same principle with a stop hit as well. Stop punch, you could do a stop punch, the same principle. Just slow that next move down, Mark. So there, where guard hand wants to be a little bit higher, I think. Sit your weight on your back leg. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. I think you just, yeah, your weight distribution wasn't quite right there.
When I step forward, I think I start leaning forward as I'm going, rather than back. I think that's what's happening. I'm sort of leaning into it rather than.
Yeah. So remember on this, our weight is still here on this leg.
Yeah, yeah.
The bong sow leg.
Yeah, I think I'm leading. I'm sort of leading with my front leg, and then I'm not sitting back in it. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. So just think of a step and a sink. So you sink all the time onto that back leg.
Yeah. Do that again.
That's good, Ben. I think we went through that last time, didn't we? The rotating round into that position. It was a good position. So you're still drawing that foot in, Ben, on that. So when you're doing that turning aggressive lan, you're bringing your front foot in. So try and just keep that where it is. So if this is my stance, there's my turning aggressive lan. That foot stays there. It doesn't do this. I think yours looks like it's creeping in. See, so then from there, it's almost more of a projection forwards than it is a withdrawal. So we're not kicking with this, so we don't want to withdraw it. We're just stopping something coming in. So we're just going straight up. So try and avoid your stance getting closer on that turn. So when you do your turn, keep your feet nice and wide. Then you can pick your foot straight up without withdrawing it into you. Mark, make sure your backhand guard becomes the top hand and you centre line check.
All right.
Yeah, I wonder what you're doing then.
Doing it all the way around. Okay, right.
You're crisscrossing your hands somehow.
Yeah. So all right. I put the wrong hand on top. Okay.
Yeah. So there's my bong and guard, and then I'm just dropping. So my guard hand falls over the top.
Oh, right. Okay.
My bong sow drops underneath.
Right. Yeah. I think I've been doing that all the time. I'm going to
You're gonna have to reboot that. Gonna have to unlearn that one.
Right. I
think I spotted that last time. I think that came up last week as well.
Last week I had my hand the wrong way around.
Right.
I had upside down. Right. Okay.
Can you spot anything, Richard?
Looking. Maybe Ben, when he's doing his checks, maybe is a bit low.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I had my arms the wrong way around again when I'm going this way, like that. Like that.
Yeah, you did that. I think that came up last week, didn't it, Ben? Just make sure on the centre line checks that your wrists are no lower than your elbows. I think I picked that one up before, where you're pointing your wrists down to the floor. So try and keep your wrists above your elbows for that centre line check. That's it. So this is something for everybody as well. I think I know I've mentioned this before, but make sure so this is my bong and guard. So on the line to the camera, which is here, this is quite difficult to see because because everybody's moving past their camera.
Yeah,
So if you look at my bong and guard, which stays relevant to the line, it looks wrong over here, and then it looks right here, but actually it's just the camera position. So because I can't exactly see where everybody's bong and guard is, from a square on perspective here, there's my bong and guard. Make sure your center line check is down that same line. That's the main thing I wanted to say. And that you've not got two lines. So if you draw a line from the wall directly to you, that bong and guard, where they intersect, that's where your line connects to the wall. Your center line check is down that same line. Okay, so as you're stepping, just be aware, super aware of that line. So your bong and guard, it's almost like your line of attack, which is going to be at 90 degrees to your body each time. But as you move past the camera, this is quite difficult for me to watch because, as you can see, you can't really see my center line there. If I turn towards the camera, you can, but if I turn away, you can't. So just be super aware that when you're doing your bong and guard, your center line check is down that exact same line, which is 90 degrees to the direction that you're stepping. Okay.
You look like when you do it, you look like you've got your guard hand sort of just behind your wrist bone.
Yeah, I'm only doing that to show you on the camera. Don't take that literally. Really, it should be further back. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, I just mean in terms of like along your forearm, like how far over, like is my bong, is it like the wrist in front of the center line, or is it further over?
If you're looking in a mirror, you should be able to see the fingertips here and the heel of your palm.
Okay.
But yeah, it should line up roughly. It lines up with the wrist here.
Right. Okay.
So at this point here, that's where my guard hand should be. You want a good sort of, I don't know, it's about midway between your wrist and your chin is where your guard hand is going to be. So you should end up with that. And again, I can't see that distance from this angle. So that's where think of that as, here's too close really to your front hand, here's too close to your body. So about halfway is about right.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, let's just a little pause there. So what have we gone through? So Ben, I'll share this for the benefit of everybody. I'm not picking on you. So here, turning, don't let this come in, because then you're going to kick. You've lost ground. So if somebody's coming right into you, you've already lost ground. You're going to be over. So this is kind of, you see somebody's coming, you're already stopping them with your the longest weapon is getting in the way. Basically, you're just making that contact here. So you don't want to draw this back because you're losing ground and you're losing your structure all the time. So that was one thing. Just gone through guard hand position. Where are we? So aggressive land, stopping kick, stepping bong and guard, checking center line. The other thing was don't let your wrists drop lower than your elbows for the center line check. Mark, don't let your bong sow hand go on top. So your guard hand is always going to be on top for the center line check.
Yeah.
I think that was about it, really. That's for the most of the points. So we'll move on to section 3. Okay, so we'll go straight into it from here. And we're just turning to the left. Kicking the knee. So stepping dai bongs. Flat tans, dai bong, flat tan, dai bong. Stepping up, double view, double jump, double palm, lock out or a stretch. Looking over your right shoulder as your right foot goes back. Turn, kicking the knee, dai bongs, flat tans. Again, and again. Square up that toe, stepping up, double view, jut, double palm, lock out or a stretch. Looking, lifting, turning, kicking. And then we've got our gums, 1, 2, 3, punches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then do the same on the other side by going back up to feet together on the other side, looking over your right shoulder, lift, turn and kick. And then we've got right gum, left gum, right gum, squaring up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then just run through that as a loop. I'll have a look at them and see if there's any issues. Mark, just get your elbows up a little bit more for the bongs. They looked a little bit low.
Okay.
So yeah, just try it. It's obviously not as high as a normal bong sound, which would be up here, but you are defending against something. So make sure you go in as you step. So you've done your kick. As you step, make sure the elbows are higher than the wrists.
Right. Okay.
So you got that. You got this sort of shape.
Yeah. Okay.
Ben, for the gums, make sure after your first gum, you've still got this hand here. On the second gum, the backhand is now a guard. And on the third gum, the backhand is a guard. And as you square up, the backhand is a fist. So just make sure you've got those guard hands in place for the gums. And make sure these are coming down center. So I'm doing this basically. It's a bit like same movement as the punch, except we're turning. So make sure they are going straight down your center line. It looked a little bit like they were chasing around the sides. So remember the gum, it's a low block. So it's kind of like a block to a kick perhaps. So it's here, this is your gum sound position. So it's kind of, I don't know, belly button sort of height from your belly button to your hip. Somewhere around there. So yeah, just 3 gums.
Yeah, I noticed I did 1 extra and then so I had to correct it, so I finished on the right.
Right, yeah, I thought you were just counting them out.
Right.
There's an extra gum there. So 3 gums, 5 punches.
Okay.
That's what you're after. Try and keep your head up when you're doing those gums as well. It's easy to follow your hands downwards.
Right.
Ben, notice that Ben is doing, you're lifting, I can't do it because of my leg, but then you're doing the thigh bonds, so you're meant to let your back foot slide out with your head turn, and then turn around, and then kick, and then do thigh bond. Does that make sense? The turning kick is right at the end before you finish the form. Do you understand that as well, Tim?
So yeah, you're referring to the backward step that turns into a turn, yeah. So when you're at the end of this section, Ben, so what we're doing here is we're drifting 1 foot back. We're doing a toner heel turn and then a kick. So from this side, with drift. This is supposed to be, we're going to do a step backwards, but there's something coming. So we're looking over the shoulder. At this point, we've got a toe on the ground, and we're going to pivot on the right toe and the left heel into our view mar, and then we can do our kick. So that's after our double view, our double palm. We're about to take a step back. Something's coming. We're looking over our shoulder, and we're pivoting into view mar, and then we've got our kick again before we do our dai bongs. Is that the bit you mean, Richard?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because Ben, is doing the turning kick with his foot still up in the air, and then kicking, and then doing that, and then doing the dai bongs.
All right, I haven't spotted that one. Well spotted. Does that make sense, Ben?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I think I was trying to add the last bit, because you said to do, the.
Oh, were you doing the add-on bit?
The add-on bit.
That makes sense.
The wrong point, I think. Yeah.
All right, cool. Sorry, my bad.
I saw that. You knew you did it wrong. So front hand leads, 3 comes, front hand leads into the punch.
Yeah.
And with your kick as well, Mark, try and get that. So we've got look, lift, try and get your knee up here, turn, and then just point your hips to the direction of the kick, and then kick. I think you're trying to kick on the way round.
I just find it really hard to do it, to be honest. I find it really hard to balance and turn. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I can't.
Just start with doing it, just do it lower, Mark. So if you're struggling getting that height, just do it sort of ankle height. So now your leg's ankle height, but the main thing is pivot on your heels, and just get your body facing in the right direction, and then just kick to the knee if you like. That's the main thing is we're basically lifting and then turning and then kicking. It doesn't have to be very high. If it's the height that's making it more difficult, just start off really low.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know if it's because I'm leaning back or it's my shoes or what, but there's a lot of friction and it's really hard to.
Might be your trainers. I mean, I've got a shiny floor. If you've got a big carpet, it's quite a difficult thing to do. Just try and get. It's a pivot on your heel as well. So it's probably that. There's a lot of friction in it. But yeah.
What's the because you're on one leg, so you just turn how you actually.
So I'll show you in the. So this is I've just done my end bit. So this is the look, the lift, the turn. I'm just pivoting on my heel basically. So I'm turning. I'm going look, lift, turn, and then I'm kicking, and then I'm releasing. So it's basically I'm just pivoting on the heel to do the turn, but I'm getting this foot, this is off the ground, and then I'm just pivoting round. So it's just showing a bit of balance, really.
Yeah.
So rather than what I'm not doing is kicking and moving at the same time.
I think I was kicking to try and get the momentum to move myself around, because I was finding it hard to the actual moving it from one leg is. So I'm finding it hard to get the energy in my or work out how to get the momentum to move my body around 90 degrees from being on one leg, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What? You have to. Does leaning back help? I don't know.
Yeah, it might do. I mean, if your weight's centered over your toe, you're sort of fighting against yourself. So just put your weight on your heel, and almost you could almost try and if you sort of I'm throwing myself a little bit.
Yeah.
Using momentum in my leg and a bit of a jump, you know. So I'm taking the weight off my heel for that second as I'm rotating. Try doing that, just a little hop.
Is it a little jump?
It's not really, no, because that would uproot you. So really, we want to maintain that grounded feeling, so we're not uprooting. But if it helps, then there's a lot of friction on the ground, and you can try that.
Right. Okay.
But it just depends on the contact with the ground, really. So you just adapt it to your environment.
Yeah.
I found this tough until, I mean, I guess it's going to be different for people, but I realised it was my pelvis that was out of kind of line, that I was leaning it forward, and as soon as I brought it back in and forward, that seemed to work for me. But I guess people are built differently, aren't they? And yeah, I just realised it was further down my body that was the problem.
Yeah. I think you might be right. I think that might be my problem. I think I'm leaning forward, and it's really hard to do if you're leaning forward. If your centre of gravity is above your heel, then it's actually a lot easier, isn't it? That's what I think.
It could be that. It could be if you're leaning this way and trying to turn. So it will be about that. So just try and get your centre of gravity over your heel. So
that's it. That's a lot easier actually. It's not. Okay. It's just that. Yeah, I was leaning forward basically.
Right.
Nice.
Solved.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Cool. Yeah, I think when I lift my leg up, it actually pulls me forward. I think that's the thing as well. So if my leg's low, it's easy to do it. If my leg's higher, then I'm being dragged forward. I think you have to lean.
Just
more.
start. I mean, it is if your leg is drawing you forward, then it's harder to do the turn.
Yeah.
You need to have the weight on the heel so you can pivot. So I would just practice that. Just spend a few minutes. Lifting that foot and pivoting, and don't do anything else. Just have a play with that, and just get used to that feeling of, because all you're doing really is turning around, but you're doing it on one leg. And think about how you can do that in the most efficient way, and that's your answer really.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
At the minute.
Are you burping?
No. Saying I can't do that at the minute.
How's the injury? Is it grating? Yeah, to look after yourself. Don't hurt yourself, will you?
No. That's why I stopped.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's all good. So we'll finish off with a bit of just going through the whole thing. But perhaps next week we can move on, start doing a little bit of BUG third form. How's everybody feeling about that?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, there's loads of videos on this now as well, so you can always recap. And we had the challenge and everything, so I think we've kind of pretty much caned Chum Kiu quite well.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be things to work on, but you're aware of most of the things now and the points. So perhaps next week we can start up on BUG third form.
Yeah, good.
I mean, we've already been doing that in the senior class, and then we can move the seniors on to dummy form maybe, and then when we're doing them both together, which would be nice. So we'll run through Chum Kiu.
Just wondering about BUG.
Yeah,
Is that, you know, this?
that's waggly finger thing. Yes.
Is that something you do on the dummy?
There is a section 5. You're doing a similar thing. Yes, you're moving your hands across from one arm to the next. It's a bit more pronounced on the dummy. In the form, the way I've been taught it, although I've seen it different ways, I've seen this being moved across in the form, but I've learned it, and it's basically just this. Right. So this is it's a wrist exercise, but also this could be jams. This could be a jam. This could be a slip. Similarly here, you're just using different kind of structure. So you're working your wrists, so your wrists are very supple, and you can jam or so you're jamming here or slipping here potentially from a pack or a lap.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Cool. Yeah. So we'll do a bit of BUG next week then. We'll finish off with some. We're just running through what we've done today. We'll go quite slow, stick together, and so Chum Kiu. So centre line check. Left fist. Lock out, wrist stretch. Right fist. Lock out, wrist stretch. Both hands. Relax those fingers. Energy on the end. Turn to your left, left on top. To your right, to your left. Use hands. Left toxal, right toxal, left toxal. Palm, 2, 3. Through into lan. Fingers. Look, turning bong and guard. Back to lan. Energy on the end. Look, bong and guard. Back to lan. Another one of these. Bong and guard. This time it's a fist. Punch. Backs out. Shut. Contact. Side palm. Lock out. Wrist stretch. Same on the other side. Hands into center. Relax those fingers. Energy on the end. Turn to your right. Right on top. Left. Right. Use. Hands. Tops out. Arms. Go into lan. Fingers. On guard. Back to lan. Fingers. On guard. One more. Fist. Punch. Backs out. Shut. Contact. Side palm. Second section. So aggressive lan. Stop and kick. Stepping. Bong and guard. Checking center. Number 2. Number 3. Side palm. So aggressive lan to the right. Stop and kick. Stepping. Bong and guard. Check center. And again. Center. And again. Shut, contact, side palm, wrist stretch. Section 3. Turning, kicking the knee, tie bongs, flat hands. Third, then stepping up, double view, double jump, double palm, lock out, wrist stretch. So right foot goes back, looking over your shoulder, turning, kicking the knee, tie bongs, flat hands. View, jump, double palm, lock out, wrist stretch. Looking, lifting, turning, and kicking. Gums, 1, 2, 3, punches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lock out, wrist stretch. Let's do the same on the other side for the sake of symmetry. Looking over your right shoulder, lifting your right, turning, kicking. Place that foot down, gums, 1, 2, 3, squaring up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Locking out, wrist stretch. And we shall finish there. Thank you very much, guys. Well done.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Cheers, Tim.
You're welcome. Good to see you all.
And you.
Yep. Good weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next week for BUG.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
Your beers.
We've got some beers, yeah. I'll maybe have a beer or 2.
3, 4.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Just twist my arm. Cool, guys. Catch you later.
Cheers.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.